Hello, cherries. Happy Easter. Welcome to Live Jerry Cherry, episode 72. Live Jerry Cherry Sunday, episode 72. And in this video, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the circle of fifths slash cycle of fourths. And they're both very good to know because that's what music is all about. And it's the way music works. So once again, happy Easter. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Cheers. Let me know what you're drinking out there. If you got some coffee. Trying to get caffeined out. So I'm going to go ahead and put timestamps so you can get right to the lesson. But right now I want to say hello to my friend Kelly in the chat. Hello, Kelly. Are you caffeinated or what? Drink up. So I'm going to give you a round of applause. Hanging out with us on Sunday. Cheerio. All right, so hopefully your Easter is going good so far. Did you do any Easter egg hunting? I still have to do my searching. I know there's eggs around here somewhere. So, all right. So without further ado, let's get to the lesson here. Rockin' the Rockies. Happy Easter. Let's give you a round of applause. Tom G. Happy Easter. Give you a round of applause. Kelly's caffeinated. And I'm working on it. Well, actually, I'm down to the last drop. So let's finish this puppy off. Don't want to get really down to the nitty gritty there because there's some grinds there at the bottom. All right, so hopefully you can hear my guitar okay. And we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into the circle of fifths slash circle of fourths. And so basically I released a video last week. Jamie Ross. Hello. And actually, Jamie was the reason why I actually did a video on the circle of fifths. He was like, hey, the circle of fifths. So, I have a grain in my mouth. Funny. Hold on. Let me just clear this away. Coffee grinds. Live. Jerry Cherry coffee grinds. All right. So, yeah, it was Jamie's idea to do this circle of fifths. And so I did a video last week. And let's see. It was basically called How to Use a Circle of Fifths for Guitar in under 7 minutes. So I did a very quick version of it. And I covered a lot of ground on it. But there's a lot more in there, too. So if you have any questions about, if you've seen the video, very cool. Thank you very much. If you haven't, I'll put a link in the description. You can check that out later. If you have any questions about what I did in there, let me know, because there's a lot of cool stuff. So if you do, let me know. We'll go over it. But I have some other stuff, dive a little bit deeper, in case you've seen it and you want to see something new about it. So basically, I'll show you a graph here. I have. Here's a circle of fifths, right? And so on the circle, you'll see from the very top, you got the C, and it goes clockwise. C, G, D, A, E, B, etc. Okay, and descending, it goes counterclockwise. C, circle of fourths would be C to F to B flat to E. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but the circle of fifths goes clockwise, C to G to D, all the way around clockwise, and then the circle of fourths would just go backwards, C, F, B. And you can also see that because, I'll show you another trick that's very helpful right here on my guitar camera. So in fifths, you know that you got your power chord, right? These are fifths power chords, C and G power chords. So this position, when you go up a string and over 2 frets, that's always a fifth, no matter where you are. So if I want to go to C to a fifth to G, a G to a fifth, it's just another power chord. A G to to a D, but the only thing that changes is a fifth in this from the G to the B string. You have to actually go up another half step because the B string is tuned to third instead of a fourth. So it's a half step flat compared to the other strings, are tuned in fourths, and that's a third. That's the trick with the B string. So you have to go up, compensate by going up a half step there. Then once you go to the B and the E, you're back to the down a string over 2 frets. So basically you have a fifth from each other. So you're basically going through the circle of fifths by just doing that. Right, and back to C again. So if there's 12 notes total in the circle or in music, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Back to the C again, the 1. Hello, Aaron Shorts. So good to see you. Happy Easter. Easter. I can't even talk. Why did I say nor? Is it nor'easter? I don't know. Happy Easter. Maybe I'm tired and I'm snoring. He's snore. So looking forward to see Aaron. He has a great channel, and he does the live on Sundays at 4 o'clock, and I'll be checking that out for sure. He does original music. No, not as much original, but a lot of cool covers, and he's a great singer, great guitar player, and great sound. So I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you later on today. All right. So that's the cool trick with that. And then to go with fourths, it's the same thing, really. Here's C. You're going counterclockwise on the circle of fourths. So you know that the fourth is like this with your fingers. It's the opposite of a fifth, really, of the power chord. Of the F, the C, it would be the fifth to the octave this way, right? So this is the shape of a fourth. The C to the F, or the F to a B flat. Now, once again, you have to compensate. You have to go up one step because the B string is a half flat, is a half step down. So you have to compensate for that there. Then once again, once you get from the B to the E, you're right there again. So you have back to the C again. So there's your 12 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See, just played every note, basically right there. Okay. So get back to me here. There I am. If you're enjoying this video, please tap the like button, hammer on the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you know when I'm going live every Sunday at 1 o'clock. And when you see videos that I release. So, okay. So, I want to show you this graph again. Okay. So, clockwise on the circle gives you a dominant to tonic resolution. That's basically all it is right there. If you're looking at the top, the C, one note ahead of that is the G. That's always going to be your fifth. Circle of fifths, hence the circle of fifths. So the G, or start the C, a C7 is going to resolve to F because the C is one note to the right of F. The G7 is going to resolve to C. A D7 is going to resolve to G. An A7 is going to resolve to D. An E7 is going to resolve to A. So basically, one letter to the right of your one chord is always going to be a fifth chord, and it's going to resolve just like I was just doing. The C7 is the fifth of F. The G7 is the fifth of C. So looking at this circle, you could see how it's a clockwise in the circle. It's a dominant to tonic resolution, and it's also called a 5-to-1 cadence or an authentic cadence. I mean, it's the strongest cadence that you're basically going to have in music. So listening to the C7 chord, goes perfectly to the F. Or this G7 is going to go perfectly to the C. Okay. So hopefully you're getting that. Any questions about any of this stuff? Hopefully you're enjoying it. A little sip of water will continue. Did you see my video that I released last week on the circle of fifths and for guitar in under 7 minutes? It was 6.5 minutes to be exact. So, okay, so that was the authentic cadence. And let's see, let's continue here. And okay, so that was an authentic cadence. I'm going to show you a perfect authentic cadence. A perfect authentic cadence is when you play like a C chord to an F, but the third of the chord, you hear that? The E note that's on top here, when you're playing a C chord, just like this. I'll show you better. We play like a cowboy chord here, the C chord. Your high E resolves to the root note of F. So in your C chord, you have a C, you have an E, then you have a G, then you have a C, and an E again. So when the top note of your chord, the third, resolves to the F here, to the tonic, which is the F chord. That's called a perfect authentic cadence, because you have the third resolving to the F. Okay, so now an imperfect authentic cadence would be, say you play the same chords. You played a C chord. See, the first way, a perfect authentic cadence would be like this. But an imperfect cadence would be if you played the C chord, if you played the F chord, but you stayed on the C, on the F. So you're still resolving to an F, but you're sharing the same common note here, which is a C. Unlike, you're still playing the C to the F, right? Okay. See if I'm soon here. Close enough for rock and roll. All right. So that is an imperfect cadence. So any questions about any of this stuff? Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that funky stuff. Here's another cool one. This one's called a Plagal Cadence, because it's a 4 chord to a 1. Say in the key of C, right? The 4 chord is an F. So the 4 to the 1 doesn't have the same resolve. It's like a 5 to 1, like a G to a C. Right? That's a 5 to 1. Now 4 to 1 would be an F. We call it a Plagal cadence, a 4 to a 1. Now you have a minor Plagal cadence, would be a minor 4 chord. And a plagal just means that it's going in fourths instead of in fifths. That's why we're doing the F. So my F minor to a C. And a lot of times you hear in music, you'll hear like the F chord to an F minor to a C. That's a nice resolution as well. Okay. So, all right. Let's see what we can do. One little thing I like to do is you could have fun with on the Plagal Cadence is that you could you can come up with like a little loop here, right? And play around through the whole cycle or the whole circle. If I played a C9 chord and I looped it kind of like this. I can go up the circle of fifths over that C9 chord. It's not all going to sound good, but it's a fun way to practice by playing like the C major scale and G major scale and the D and the A. I'm just going to go around the cycle. So I'll go like this. Right? That's kind of fun. I mean, a lot of it's out, but I just went through every scale, basically, in the cycle. Circle, cycle. I don't know. Think of models on bikes. All right. So here I am. Peace. We're rocking the cycle of fourths, the circle of fourths, circle of fifths, whatever you want to call it. And, we're diving pretty deep into it. I kept it really simple on my video, the circle of fifths, in under 7 minutes, and I hit all the basic stuff that is very important in the circle. Now we're diving a little bit deeper into a little bit, uncharted territories here, and so basically, another cool trick is the cycle of dominant chords, and so basically it's just every one of these chords here is basically, you could do a C7 to an F7, because C resolves to F, right? What we're going to do is we're going to resolve to every what do you call it? Every seventh chord. So really it's like a 5-1, right? But it's really going to be a 5 to a 5 to a 5 to 5 all the way around. So if you have a C, wants to resolve to an F, wants to resolve to a B flat, wants to resolve to, and that's what it sounds like. So it would sound like this. C to an F. Back to C again. All right. And so one thing that's really cool, here's a little exercise that you can play, and you can play solos in between all that stuff. Right there I just played in 12 different keys, played in every key. C to an F, C to an F, to a B flat, to an E flat, to an A flat, to a D flat, to a G flat, to a B, to an E, to a E, to a B, to an E, I did that already, to an A, to a D, to a G, back to C. But you could solo through all that stuff too, by doing something like this, where it's like a, let's see. Sorry, try it again. Back to C. So I just went through all 12 keys like that. And the way you can do that is you could play the C7, the third, the root, the third, the fifth, the seventh, and you just resolve every seventh to the third of the next chord. So the C7 is going to an F7, right? So it's the root, third, fifth, seventh to the third of F. Okay, the F chord. But now you're going to play the third, the fifth, the root, the seventh to the third of the B flat. Then you put the third, the fifth, root, seventh, third of the E flat, right? Third, fifth, root, seventh to the third of the A flat. The third of the D flat. Fifth, root, seventh, third of G flat. Third of B, fifth, root, seventh, third of E, third, fifth, root, seventh, third of A, fifth, seventh, third of D, fifth, root, seventh, third of G, fifth, root, seventh, third of C, and back to C. You can just go down. C. So, all right. So we're diving pretty deep into here, and you can come up with some really cool stuff. So you could not play it particularly that way because I'm just doing the same pattern up and down the neck, but you could find all kinds of places to resolve the sevenths to the thirds, and really learn the fretboard that way, and really kind of get out of the playing in one key. It's kind of playing more, I guess you would call it more parallel than serial. Not like what you put milk in, but like serially. Serially. So, okay, cool. Is there a purpose for this lesson today? Is that what you're trying to ask me, Tom? Okay, is there a purpose for the seventh diminish on the circle as well? Yeah, there is. And if you look at the circle, a lot of times, you know, what it covers is the 6 chords. If you look at the top, and as a matter of fact, I'll go to this next graph here real quick and I'll show you. Here's a numbered one. This is in the key of A, and you have 6 chords. Okay, you have the A, the D, the E, then you have the 3 minor chords in the middle circle, the B minor, F sharp, which is minor 6 chord, and the C sharp minor 3 chord. But there's also another chord in this, and it would be a G sharp diminished. Okay, and you know, and its importance, it's just not really emphasized or talked about a lot in here. And let's see, there's another way to look at it. If you how'd you do that? Let's see. If you were to like take in the key of C, if you see the C in the top, if you go back one, okay, you see the F, C, G, D, A, B, no, E, and then the B. Okay, so those are your notes that are going to be in the key of C, basically. Okay, and the same thing goes for A. You go back one step and it'd be D, A, E, B, G, G sharp, D, and there's a flat or a G sharp. There. So, you know, the 7 diminished is it's very similar. It's actually exactly like the 5 chord. So if you're in the key of C and you played a B half diminished, and it's really called a half diminished and not a diminished, but I know what you're talking about. It's if you're emphasizing the 5, it's a diminished. It's a diminished fifth. But it's not a complete diminished chord, which would sound like this. Because that would have a major sixth in it. Diminished chords have a major sixth, and they don't have a seventh in it. But this in the key of C, or in any one of these keys, they're only half diminished, which means the fifth is diminished, but there's actually a 7 chord in there, a dominant 7. I'll show you a closer look at this as well. So this B, so the 7th chord, well, the 7 diminished on this circle, B resolves perfectly to C. Because it has the B note that resolves to C. It also has the F note, which resolves to E, the third of C. So that resolves. So you have the B that goes up to the C, then you have the F that goes down to the E. Now, the G in the chord has the same exact thing. The G7 has the B that ascends to the C. At the same time, it has the F that falls to the E. So it's really the same chord. It's just an inversion. So essentially, when you go 2 notes up in any scale, you're almost duplicating the chord. So if you have the G, which is the 5 chord, if you go 5, 6, 7, 8 to the root, 5, 6, 7, it's almost the same notes. Because it's the third of the G. So it's really like an inversion. If you dropped one of these fingers and put it in the G, look, you have a G7. Here's a diminished. Here's a G7. And they both resolve to the C. B half diminished, C. G7. Hopefully that kind of answered your question a little bit, Tom. Are we on the same page with that? I mean, it's cool to hit those diminished. If you played a full diminished, you can go up 3 steps. These are all the same notes. All right. Which actually leads me to where I'm going with this one. So we're just going to do one more thing, one more idea. Awesome, Tom. Thank you very much. Thank you. If you have any more questions, we're going to do just a little bit more here on these. And, rather than me kind of going off to something that you might not really care too much about. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. We've got a few more minutes here today. I know you guys want to get out and do some Easter egg hunting. So I want to show you a really cool trick. Check this out. I learned this a long time ago, how to understand the order of sharps and flats. And I know you could see, and this is before I even learned the circle. And the circle is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I never really studied it all too much. But I think it's important, looking back at it as I've gotten older and dive deeper into music and everything. A lot of this stuff I kind of looked at completely differently. I have my own, and you'll start to just know this stuff without having to refer to this circle. I kind of learned a lot of the stuff in here without even learning the circle. Like, for instance, the circle of flats and the circle of sharps. I learned it like this. F, C, G, D, A, E, B. And basically, that's the circle. If you look at the C at the top and you see F behind, one step behind, you have F, C, G, D, A. It's a circle of fifths. And it's also the circle of sharps because you have F, C, G. Look at it like this. Fat cats go down alleys eating birds. That's one way to remember it. Fat cats go down alleys eating birds. F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. Now, if you're looking at key signatures, Kelly's got to run. Happy Easter. Thanks, Kelly, for hanging out with us today. Very, very cool. Enjoy your Easter. Happy Easter. Hopefully find some eggs. Say hi to Charlie for me. So it's easy to remember. Fat cats go down alleys eating birds. And if you ever wanted to quickly know like how many sharps are in any one of these keys, check it out. Like, say for instance, A. What's the letter right before A in the musical alphabet? G. Okay. So do the fat cats go down alleys eating birds till you hit G. So you have fat cats go. 3. So now you have 3 sharps, F, C, and G. Say it's, how many sharps do I have in the key of B? Okay, what's the musical letter before B? A. Okay, so go fat cats go down alleys. 5, you have 5 sharps. G. What's the musical letter before G? F. Fat. That's it. F sharp. So it's the easiest way. I mean, I learned that a long time ago. Not that I really need to know that very often, but it's good to know. Now the same thing works in the order of flats. You're going counterclockwise through it. We're going C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, or F sharp. Just an accidental. I mean, an inharmonic. And now the way that you could remember how to know how many flats are in any key. Basically, you're going to go, I remembered it as Bedka, but that makes no sense. B-E-A-D, G, or let's see. B-E-A-D, G flat, B flat, and F flat. G flat, C flat, and F flat. But there's another way to remember that. I looked at it as Bedka, but because it was just easy at the time, but it really makes no sense. There's another way. Remember, Bob Evans ate donuts, got crazy fat. So you know that if you're in the key of F, that there's 1 flat, and that's B. Looking at the circle, or remembering, if you can remember, what is it again? It's Bob Evans ate donuts, got crazy fat. Okay. You know that B, in the key of F, you have 1 flat, and it's B. B flat. If you're in the key of B flat, you have 2. It's going to be E, and it's going to be B flat as well. So it's the same thing. You're always going to start at B. And like I don't know if I mentioned this before, but if you're looking at sheet music, if you see a key signature, you're always going to see in sharps, it's always going to be like fat cats go down alleys eating birds, F, C, in that order. If it has 1 sharp, it's going to be just the F. If it has 2, it's going to be an F and a C, etc., all the way to 5 or 6. Same thing goes for B. There's an order. It's always going to start at B flat or E flat, A flat. So if you want to figure out how many flats are in A flat, you know that there's 3, B, E, A. If you want to know how many flats are in D, you know there's 4. There's B, E, A, and D. You always start at B and go up. Actually, you go up 1 more. So if it's B, you have B and E. If it's E, you have B flat, E flat, and A flat. If it's A flat, you have B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat, etc. So those are 2 easy tricks to how to learn how to figure out the sharps and flats in every key. All right. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Anything else? Any questions about any of this stuff? Let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And, very fascinating stuff here. And I can tell you, we can go through one more quick thing before we run here. And you have 3 types of chords. You have the tonic, the predominant, and dominant chords. The tonic chords are the 1 chord, the 3 chord, and the 6 chord. The 1 chord C. 2 chord is an E minor, and the A chord is a minor chord, because they both share, and they're tonic chords because they both share 2 notes. You know, and C, you have the C, E, and the G, and the E, you have the same chord that's shared in C. You have the E, and you have the G, which is the 5th of C, and then the A minor. You have the root, the C note, and you have the 3rd. So that's pretty cool. So you can resolve to those chords instead of resolving to a C every time. You can resolve to an E, or you can resolve to an A. Just a nice little trick. But I want to end on one of the coolest things you could do with this circle. Okay, you could really kind of come up with interesting chord progressions. I want to show you this one last thing here, and let's see what it is here. What I'm going to do. Okay, hold on a second. That's not it. Hold on. Okay. This. I want to talk about parallel minor a little bit, because this is very interesting. You could, what can you do with this? Say if I'm in the key of A, right? Which you could see right here to the, like at 3 o'clock right there. You see the key of A. So you know that the those are the chords that are around the A. Right to the left is the 4 chord D. Right to the right is the E. Below it in the inner smaller circle, you have the F sharp minor, it's a 6 chord. The B minor is a 2 chord. And the C is the C sharp minor, is a 3 chord. Now those are 6 chords that you could have in that family of A. You could play any one of those chords. Any one of them together are going to sound good. But you could also borrow chords from another chord family. Like for instance, the A minor family. So if you look over at A minor, which is the top in the middle of right below C, all those 6 chords in the C, key of C family, which is C, G, F, D minor, A minor, E, you could put that in your progression in A. So for instance, if I went from an A chord to a C, which is in the A minor chord family, to a D, to an A. So if I did a little loop, a little crazy progression here, it's not really that crazy, but it's not in the key of A anymore because I hit the C chord. So it was like a, I could start out by playing A major, A minor, back to A major again. Oops. But you see what I'm saying? You're playing A major, A minor, back to A major again. Into the D. You really want to stay in A minor over the D chord too, because it just feels like it. Back to the A major. Even though D is in A major, this is what it would sound like. But with the D major. still hit a D major triad. Okay, so another example would be, say you're in A major and you're playing A to a chord in A major, D, and then you take G out of the C, out of the A minor chord family, and F. So what does that sound like? If I played like an A, a D, a G. That's pretty cool. So you can go like this, like hit an A. No, I won't do that. Let's try it again. If we did like a 3, 4. Try to get this perfect. 3, 4. That's not what we're looking for. It's A to D. So we got a 3, 4, D, and G. So you have two chords that are in A major, and then two chords that are A minor. So it'd be like this. Yeah, something like that. That's not good. A major. When over the D, I had the major seventh. I prefer to do something without the like right to the F and go to the A, D, and G. That actually sounds better. Like that progression A. Try this again. Like A. Like an A. D key. You have an A to D, and it goes to minor. So it'll be like this. That's pretty cool. Wes Hickok, just stopping by, quick to say, well, we're just wrapping up. Happy Easter, Wes. And that's going to wrap it up for today. We've gone a little bit over, but we're having so much fun playing. So hopefully you found that helpful. That parallel minor thing really works. You could just change from major to minor, back to minor to major. And it doesn't have to stop in these barred chords. You could just do it anywhere and just go crazy with it. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And let's see, I post a new guitar video every week. I also go live every Sunday right here at 1 o'clock. If you have any ideas, please let me know in the comment section. If there's anything that you want to know about the circle of fifths or fourths, let me know in the comments. I would love to know. And I also go live on Facebook every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Time. But actually this week, it's going to be Wednesday because I can't do it on Thursday. So keep that in mind if you want to show up for the Facebook Live Thursdays. So, all right, guys. So love yous. Happy Easter. Have a great week. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Wes. You're awesome. Go Steelers. And thank you, Tom. Jamie Ross, cool. Hopefully you found that helpful. It's all your idea. Thank you very much. That's where I got the idea, from Jamie Ross for the circle. And very helpful because I love to make videos that are important, that are helpful, and helps me, helps you, helps everybody. All right. So have a great Sunday. Happy Easter. Jamie and Aaron, rocking the Rockies, Tom G, Kelly, all you guys, love yous. Remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. Happy Easter, love yous. See you next time. Ciao, y'all.